Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, the Rumpled One. It's Friday, August the 9th. The year is 2019. Let's talk trading. It's time for the weekly wrap up. And I know this week you've used money and risk management on each and every trade. So for the week, if you're just tuning in, all the weekly open gaps have filled. And if you're just tuning in, I switched pairs to the Euro AUD because somebody wanted to see how I would approach trading a pair from the get-go, how I analyze it, how I decide which methods I can employ, etc., etc. And you can see here for the week, there was a nice breakout of the week. In fact, we put in a new yearly high, and you can see that right here. We put in a new yearly high this week. And so we're up for the year, the month, the week, and the day, all green. And what's kind of interesting here, notice we opened below the previous candle's midpoint, and it went down here. We opened below, there was some more downward motion. And for the week, really shows that the first day of the week, even though it was a big one, there were still 3 breakouts to the upside there. And the first day of the year, you see we broke out on Monday. And the first day of the month was broken out last week. And we haven't returned to that level. Oh, I forgot. No, I do have the right ones here. First trading day of the month. You can see we are above the first trading day of the month that opened. That's why the month is green. And those ranges that we just saw first trading day were above all the opening ranges for the last 12 months. First day of the month ranges. There was an inside bar 24 bars ago. And as you can see, we're not going to have one. There's lots of inside bars, though, for on the other pairs. If you're interested in trading inside bars, noticing the amount of money that can be made on those breakouts. And on the range, we've got 7 pairs over 100. The EUR-AUD has been definitely active this week. It looks like it'd be a great pair to scalp, with the caveat that the spread is it's above 2 pips. And fellow traders, just remember, these videos are for educational purposes only, and your results may differ from mine, and that Forex trading, as all trading can be, very, very risky. You can lose your entire portfolio. So only trade with money you can afford to lose. And rather than seeking advice from somebody on YouTube or a trading blog, seek your advice from a professional, accredited financial person, right? You gotta laugh considering what? 90-some% of the market managers don't even beat the market. So that just goes without saying. Daily H1 highest open was there. And the monthly D1 highest open was there. And the yearly H1 highest open was way up there. So you can see we had some pullbacks. And remember, when we started this pair, I suggested that you only trade short because of the swap. I know we have small accounts, some of us, but it still can make a difference. Okay, buy zone. There's the pivot. So we were at a long bias. It shot through the buy zone right there on the first hour, and it took out the pivot that quick. And you see here, after that, then you just trade what you see using the buy zone. And there was lots of action here all throughout the trading sessions. You know, the right here, New Zealand, Australia, and then right around here, the Tokyo session and the London session, and here London, New York, have all proved to be profitable trade in the buy zone. And we're right back at that pivot. Rat zone traders. There are some nice moves in the rat zone. Here, shot up in the red rat zone, came back down, green rat zone, some nice movement out, again out, and then right back into the red rat zone, and then the red rats are now eating again. And remember, you're either a green rat, a red rat, or you're a Yale student, and you don't want to be a Yale student. Because if you're a Yale student, the rat beats you. We took out that weekly or the daily pivot here. The weekly pivot we missed. I guess we can show that on the next chart here. We missed the daily pivot yesterday. Maybe we'll go back and take that out, but we can switch over to the weekly pivot. You see, we've only missed 2 the entire year. And 0 in 2018 and only 2 in 2017. So once again, wanting to trade short, we might be able to take out 1 or 2 of these pivots here. Now, if you're just scalping and you don't plan on holding past the from one trading day to the next, you don't have to be concerned with the swap. But, you know, pure price action, it opened between these 2 lines, but it didn't stay between them. You know, 3 ball, green at the line, go long. Here it opened here, didn't stay between here, opened here, didn't stay between. As you can see, those average ranges for the Euro AUD being greater than 10, about, what was it, 90% of the time, 80% of the time, you can just take almost any open trade and, you know, trade towards one of the lines or the other or both and say, you know, there's a chance that this sucker hit that line, it's going to cross it and continue. And even if you only pick up 2 or 3 pips, you know, you might be able to do that, maybe make 5 or 10 pips. Hey, at the end of the week, if you did that 5 days in a row, that's 25 to 50 pips. Is that a lot of money? Depends. Look at your percent return. You know, if you make 1% a month, you're a great money manager. If you make it 1% a week, you're phenomenal. If you make 1% a day, you're talking astronomical. So once again, Forex with the leverage offers you an opportunity to make some high percentage gains. And you can ramp your account up that way. In the wick zone, there wasn't really a wick zone at the bottom, but there was one here, so it was just basically horizontal line cross. And you can see it once again, just a horizontal line cross. And since I opened the portfolio, not much of a range, only about maybe 3-4 pips. You can see here trigger short. It didn't stop out, so there was some pips to be made. Oh, about 5 pips or so. Once again, not bad. Now, traders, you have to let me know if you want me to keep doing the EUR AUD for the rest of the month or not. I'm sure there might not be that many people interested in this pair. But hey, I took it as a challenge. Let's just see how well some of the methods that I've developed and employ, how well they work. Looking to seeing the highs and lows that have already been crisscrossed here. Looking at the how it plays across the various opens from the different sessions. And by the way, that is the 2015 open difference indicator right here. And on the range, I mean, we had 116 for the day, 456 for the week. I mean, that's a lot. And you can see, because we had such movement, that for the actual range on the week versus what we do on the day, let me change the time frame here. Let's see, maybe make it H4. Could show it a little bit better. So you can see here, we've got the weekly open here. You see we went through the weekly ATR zone right there. And so for today, you see it's still up to that weekly ATR zone. But you see we actually shot into it and then through it. And that's why I was saying looking for those shorts proved to be profitable. And just looking at a simple price chart here, we've got the range gauge. And we're looking at the weekly open. Let's see, once again, you see it just shot up and through it. Right from, right there on the first day. So that's pretty much it on the week. And except there was something I wanted to run by you. Once again, as a trader, you're probably looking outside yourself for the solution. And there are a lot of people who are more than willing to sell you something that you will believe is going to fix all your problems. And some people are willing to sell you these things for tens of thousands of dollars. But they don't work. At least not for you. It's just like my methods might not work for you. And that's why I share them freely. Because they may or may not work. Some people thank me because they chose one of my methods and they say, hey, you know what, this really works for me. Thanks. Point I'm trying to make is you have to take a hard look at what you're doing and just be brutal and saying, you know what, there might be something that I need to change about how I trade, because right now it's just not working out. But that's tough. So over the weekend, if you want, do that. Really ponder that thought. And just remember, it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So have a fun, safe weekend. Come back next week and join me, and let's drain the banks.